Wabarakatuh. Hi guys, in this video we are going to talk about changes in demand, changes in supply and the effect of them to the market equilibrium. Okay, so first let's talk about the changes in demand. In our last lecture, if you still remember, and you have to remember, there are two changes in the market. First one is what we call changes in quantity demanded. Second one is the changes in demand. What is changes in quantity demanded? Changes in quantity demanded happen when the factor is the price, or we call it as price determinant. So if the price changes, then the effect is what we call as changes in quantity demanded, and these changes is resemble or reflected in the movement from one point to another point on the same demand curve. Okay, and the second type of changes is what we call as changes in demand. Even though they sound similar, changes in quantity demanded and also changes in demand, they are two different concepts. Okay, so changes in demand, the factors or the reason of it is not the price, but the reason other than price, or what we call as non-price determinant or non-price factor. So how to know we have changes in demand? If in our illustration or our graph, we have more than one demand curve. Like the example that I have given to you on the whiteboard. So we have more than one demand curve. We have two demand curve here. So meaning that there is a changes in demand. Okay, so what's the reason? What's the factor of changes in demand? All factors except price, or we call it non-price determinant. Okay, so guys, there are two types of changes in demand. First one is increase in demand. Second one is decrease in demand. Okay, so if we have increase in demand, our demand curve will shift to the right. Okay, so this is our original demand curve D0, and this is our new demand curve D1. So what's the effect to the market equilibrium? So originally our equilibrium was here, E0. And we have price equilibrium not and also quantity equilibrium not. Okay, so what happened here? The quantity demanded is equal to quantity supply. So let's say something happened. Let's say there is increase in the number of buyers. There is increase in the number of buyers. So let's say this is the market of Cafe Al-Biruni. Okay, so currently we only have around 20 students in Cafe Al-Biruni. Why? Because the rest, you guys are staying at your home. Okay, so what happened in semester 3? From 20 buyers, okay, when you come back later, inshallah, now we are going to have 600 buyers. Okay, so there is an increase in the number of buyers. So what happened to the market? We are going to have increase in demand for the food supply in our cafe. Okay, then the result is the demand curve will shift to the right, from this curve to this curve. So guys, what happened? The quantity demanded, or demand, sorry, the demand will increase from this point to this point, from QE0 to Q1. Okay, and what is this? This distance or horizontal distance shows what we call as shortage. Okay, so in our cases here, shortage in the food supply by the cafe operator. Why now we have more students coming back to the mahalla? So what happened to the food in cafe? The food in the cafe become insufficient or not enough, or we call it as shortage. So remember in our last class, when we have shortage in the market, the price mechanism will take place. The price mechanism will react or respond to it. Okay, then the price will be forced to increase from PE0 to PE1. Okay, PE0 to PE1. So guys, fikir balik, think about the concept that we discussed before. What happened when the price increase? When the price increase, quantity demanded will fall. I say quantity demanded, why? Because now the reason is price. The quantity demanded will fall from this point to this point. Okay, so there will be a movement from one point to the next point on the same demand curve. Okay, and what happened to the supply? When the price increase, cafe operator in Mahala Al Biruni, they will be happy. Okay, they will be happy. They will supply more food. Okay, they will supply more food. Then what happened to the quantity supply? I don't say supply, but I say quantity supply. Why? Because the reason now is the price. The price increase. Then the quantity supply increase from this point to this point. Okay. So now what happened? We are going to have the new market equilibrium established in the market. Previously, this is our market equilibrium, E0. Now, we have another new equilibrium that we call as E1 here. Okay, so that's what's going to happen when we have increase in demand. Then what we can conclude here is when there is increase in demand, the quantity demanded will increase. Okay, quantity demanded will increase from this point originally to this point. And quantity supply also will increase from this point to this point. Okay, and lastly, price equilibrium also will increase from this price to this price. Okay, so that is for increase in demand. Second one, we have decrease in demand. So now let's change the scenario. Let me change the number for a while. Okay, E1. Okay, so let's say now we have decrease in demand. Decrease in demand is shown when the demand curve shift to the left. The demand curve shift to the left. So when the demand curve shift to the left, then we know that is decrease in demand. Okay, for example, there is an decrease in the number of consumers. Okay, or drop in the number of buyers. So that can be one of the non-price determinant. Okay, so guys, this is our original equilibrium point. Over here, we have PE naught as our price equilibrium and QE naught as our quantity equilibrium. So something happened in the market, it caused the demand to shift to the left. Demand curve to shift to the left. Then what's the result? The result is quantity demanded, demand will fall from this point to this point. Okay, so now the demand is less than before. Okay, and we are going to have the situation that we call as surplus. Okay, surplus. Over here, surplus. Alright. So this is our Q1. Okay, so we are going to have surplus from this point to this point. This horizontal distance resembles what we call as surplus. Okay, so this is the original quantity supply and this is the new quantity demanded. So quantity supply is greater than the quantity demanded. Now we have extra food in Cafe Al Biruni. Then what happened to the market? When we have surplus, the price mechanism will push the price to fall from PE0 to PE1. Okay, from PE0 to PE1. So when the price of goods or food in Cafe Al Biruni fall, what happened to the quantity demanded? Consumer, buyers or student in Mahala, they will be more happy. Okay, they will be more happy, then they will increase their demand. Okay, they will increase their demand from this point to this point. Okay, so previously demand was here, and now the quantity demanded is here. Okay, and what happened to the quantity supply? Supplier, cafe operator, they are not happy when the price is falling. Okay, then they will surplus, they will be discouraged to produce more food. Okay, then what happened? The food supply by the cafe operator will fall from this point to this point. Okay, so as a result, what happened? The quantity demanded will fall when there is a decrease in demand. Quantity supply also will fall, and price equilibrium also will fall from PE0 to PE1. So that is for changes in demand. Okay, in next video, inshallah, we will discuss about changes in supply. So there are two changes in supply. First one is increase in supply and second one is decrease in supply. So see you in next video. Bye.